Oh yeah, pipe smokers. Yeah, it's the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and happy Wednesday. It is the 8th of, yeah, the 8th of October, 2025. And yeah, I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. And so we're going to have a smoke together tonight, something I haven't smoked in a while. I'm not going to review it. I just don't feel like doing a tobacco review tonight, so grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, and grab your favorite beverage, and let's start something on fire together, okay? Yeah, so what do we have going on here? I'm going to be smoking some Seattle Pipe Club Plum Pudding Bourbon Barrel Aged. I don't even know if you can get that anymore. It tastes an awful lot like bourbon barrel aged. Can't remember now. Whatever. Oh, God. I don't know, but it's got bourbon in it. It's got Latakia, Turkish, Orientals, Virginia's, Cavendish, and Perique in it. And it comes in strips. Oh yeah, it tastes a lot like Sutliff Bengal slices. And it looks a lot like them too. You know, they come like that. Crumble plug, all sliced up nice and thick, easy to rub out. So I've got my Camois pipe. I think you would call that a tankard style. I don't know. I've got a tankard pipe. This thing is gorgeous. No factory fills. The briar is beautiful on this. Just a great pipe. No teeth chatter, nothing. It's old. I don't know. Let's start it on fire. That's so good. I love this. So yeah, cheers. We have a Bush beer here, and thank the Lord that we live in the United States of America. Thank God. Yeah. I almost poked myself in the eye. I'm gonna try to drink this. Cheers. So I think Joe Langford was the one that developed this. And you can see inside there is a white oak barrel that when you get the tin, it's soaked in bourbon. And what they do is they take the blend, all those ingredients, soak it in a fresh, wet bourbon barrel. And I love Latakia with bourbon in it, and infused in it. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys. There was a guy last night. What the hell was his name? I had his dumbass written down here. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh no, here it is over here. So I did a review, okay? Now, and Marlin, Marlin Piper 2024 said, take a bath and shave and change clothes if you want to meet a godly woman. And I'd had just a few beers and that pissed me off. So I did a video, which this morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning, I was like, nah, I don't want that video on my channel. It was a rant. But you guys had my back, and I appreciate that. The guy was wrong for saying that. I take a shower every morning. Look, if I don't want to shave every day, that's fine. I take a shower every day. My hands, these hands, they still look a little dirty. They've been washed twice after work. I have a dirty job. I do stuff for the military. I'm grinding, polishing, welding, all kinds of stuff. You know, I get dirty at my job, and I do change my clothes every day. So thank you, everyone who had my back and ripped him a new a-hole. Yeah, I left the comment up, so if you guys want to see it, look at my last video. I do need a haircut, though. I do need a haircut. I gotta freshen up here a little bit. I'm in a new area where I don't know where the barber shops are. Gotta find a good barber shop to give me a #1 on the sides. Get that Elvis Presley hairdo back. This is just so good. I can taste the bourbon in it. And the Latakia. This is a Balkan blend, which is different from an English blend. Although English blends and Balkan blends actually do cross over. Oh, this is so good. I feel so relaxed right now. My friend Cindy, though, that I've known since high school, I sent her the video. And she was like, well, you know, you do look a lot better when you got a fresh haircut and you're clean shaven. I says, I know, but you know, I've been working overtime, all that stuff. This weekend, Paul the Pipe Guy's going to get a fresh new haircut. Come home and shave nice and close. Oh, man. That pipe smokes phenomenal. And the blend, I rubbed it out real good, is just smoking great in this pipe. I love it. Life is so good, you know. This is great. I'm debating. Do I make almost a 1-pound New York strip steak for dinner or 2 cheeseburgers? I'm not really quite sure yet. Listen to this. Peace, quiet. I raised 6 sons and 4 daughters. That's 10 kids. I haven't had peace and quiet in forever. They're all grown up now. They got their own kids that are ripping their houses apart. I think it's great. Oh, man. This little baby's starting to heat up just a little bit, so we're going to let her rest. We'll be back in a nanosecond. Yeah. Yep, so there he is, Marlin Piper 2024. So if you want to go on the hunt for him, have at it. That's the guy that said I was dirty. I need to take a bath. Oh yeah, so while we were waiting for this to cool down, I'm all nice and clean shaven now. Look at that. Yeah. What do you think? Now I just need to get a fresh new haircut, you know. I'll be looking sharp again. So we got this young kid at work. He's 20 years old. His father's worked there for, 10 plus years. The young man, he started up there, 6, 8 months ago. I feel bad for him. It feels like he has some developmental problems. And also it seems like he's very, very sensitive. Like one time he broke down crying saying, I miss my dad. He's working at the factory across the street. I want to work with my dad. And I feel for that kid. He's like, everybody here hates me. They treat me like shit. I says, look, kid, come here, because this is my buddy's. He works there. His father works there. He's a friend of mine. I said, come here, kid. I want to talk to you. I said, look, here's the deal. Anytime you're feeling bad or whatever, or you're feeling like nobody likes you, you come and talk to me. We'll sit down. We'll have a little chat. I said, everybody over here loves you. All right, they're all trying to teach you how to do this this job that you're doing. And you're a young man, and I can really feel for him. There's something not quite right upstairs. I don't know quite what it is, but I had a son like that worked for me in a company that I owned, and I constantly had to go up to him, hey, you're doing a great job, give me a hug, give him a kiss on the cheek, I love you, that kind of stuff. So this kid is kind of similar. I'm not going to do that to him because he's not my son, but he's there every day. He wants to learn. And I look at it this way. I'm going to treat somebody else's son like I would want my own young son treated. I really, really feel bad for this kid, He's probably not going to go too far in life. He just wants to go back and work at the movie theater and sweep floors and this and that, and his parents don't want him to. I think his parents ought to let him do what makes him happy. Because we had a sit down, him and I, and he was like, I was really happy at my other job. Yeah, I swept the floors, I did this, did that. Worked the candy concession with the popcorn and candy and soda pop. I enjoyed that. He says, I hate it here. And I feel like everybody hates me. And that just broke my heart to hear that. And it's not my place to go to his father and tell his father that. He's not my son. And I'm not his dad. And I said, well, I think you ought to just go talk to your parents and say, this is what I want to do. You know, I feel bad for them, you know. So I said, look, I'm not your dad, but if you're feeling down or you're feeling upset, you work right next in the next booth next to me. Just come over. Hey, Paul, here's what's going on. Here's how I feel. And we'll sit down and talk about it a few minutes. If the boss comes over, I'll tell him we're talking about, you know, something that you asked about on how to do your job, whatever. The boss can piss off, you know. I don't know. Just got to do the right thing, you know. Yeah, so we kind of graduated a little bit to a cigarette, you know. So anyways, I'm kind of taking this young man under my arm, looking out for him and stuff. Nobody at work is being mean or rude to him. It's all in his head, you know. He feels like he's not doing a good enough job and people are mad at him. Enough about that. Cheers. So the band that I was going to be lead singer in, I'm doing overtime, and now I'm starting to get my pipe business ramping back up where I'm cleaning pipes for this guy. You should check him out. It's called, his name is Ben Smith. He's out of Georgia, and his business is all over Facebook. You can look him up online. It's Redeemed Pipes, as in the Lord redeemed me, you know, Redeemed Pipes. And he's been very patient. I've got probably close to 100 pipes here. And I've only got about 20 of them done. And I've had them for a while. And when I told him, look, do you want me to send them back? I got to find a new place to live. He was very understanding. He's like, no, just hold on to them. If it takes a few months, don't worry about it, all right? Just, do what you can do. And so we're getting that started back up. So between working 45 hours a week and then, doing the pipes 15 to 20 hours a week, that's a lot. And I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I can't go to band practice with a bunch of old dudes from 6 o'clock at night till 9 o'clock at night. Get up at 5 in the morning, work till 4, come home, eat dinner, and then when I come home, I'm home. I'm done. So I'm going to have to text him tonight and say, look, between the overtime and the other stuff I have going on, I'm not going to be able to be the lead singer of the band. Hope you don't feel I misled you in any way, but, that's the way it goes. Plus, I like to go to karaoke. I haven't been to karaoke in forever. I don't know, that's good enough for me. What do you guys think? I don't want to burn myself out, Plus, when I sing, I like to have a few beers, and I'm not going to go out to perform, have a few beers, and risk getting a DWI. Driving home from some bar after having 5 or 6 beers. It's just not worth it. I don't want to be the lead singer of this band bad enough to make the sacrifices necessary to do that. That's the bottom line. My job, working the overtime, my pipe business, that comes first. When I get home and don't want to do anything else, that comes first. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, live in Rochester, New York. on Winchester Street in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. Thank you all for having my back from that troll, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Love one another. Forgive one another. Paul the Pipe Guy over. But I'm not out. I got a long way to go, I hope. Peace.